here's what Rick and Morty's time crystals mean for Season 5. It's been too quiet, Rick and Morty fans, but now there's a light at the end of the tunnel because on Tuesday, Adult Swim released the first official trailer for Rick and Morty Season 5 and a release date. Beginning on Sunday, June 20th at 11 p.m. Eastern on Adult Swim, Rick, Morty, and the rest of the Smith family will return for another round of intergalactic adventures, including horny ocean men, kaiju attacks, and vengeful dogs wearing spacesuits, because of course. The trailer is jam-packed with teases about what's to come in this highly anticipated 5th season, including what appears to be the culmination of a storyline that began way back in Season 1. And while it may seem silly to include a spoiler warning here, if we're right about any of this stuff and you are a particularly vengeful person in the comments section, then let's just agree to disagree and give you the chance to put up your blast shields before we go any further. As always, Rick and Morty's going to give us our body weight in pop cultural pastiches, which they will inevitably vivisect and flip on their head in the best way humanly possible. And one of the biggest this season seems to be a riff on Voltron. We see Rick, Morty, Beth, Jerry, and Summer in full-on Voltron-esque regalia, ziplining through futuristic tunnels so they can pilot their mammoth mecha as a family. But considering the amount of teamwork and coordination and harmony that piloting a mecha like Voltron actually takes, I have a feeling the Smith family's gonna have a rough go of things. But who knows, maybe all it takes is a little pep talk from Summer to rally the troops.
It's not a democracy, it's a Rick public. You're in or you're out.
Obviously, I'm in. I never said I wasn't in.
Me neither.
Based on the giant purple bug monster ravaging the city while Rick and Morty lock Jerry out of the house, it makes sense why they'd need to try their hand at piloting a giant robot. And while we don't get to see the outside of their presumably Rick-built robot in this trailer, we do get a glimpse of another anthropomorphic automobile, a giant green Transformers-esque robot that bears a striking resemblance to the Decepticon Devastator. In the background of that shot, we can also see a futuristic-looking city, so perhaps this is connected to other scenes in the trailer of what appears to be Rick, Morty, and Morty's perpetual crush Jessica in an arena of sorts surrounded by giant leering robots. So maybe this season marks Rick and Morty's first trip to a version of Cybertron? The Transformers of it all has us wondering, but as always, only time will tell. And speaking of time, perhaps the biggest through line in this trailer is the return of crystallized xanthanite, aka time crystals, which made their first appearance in Season 1's Rixie Business. These crystals have multiple uses when it comes to manipulating time, as we've seen across the series. In Rixie Business, Rick uses them to halt time itself. He then tries to stitch timelines together in a Rickle in time and fires a bullet across timelines to kill other versions of himself. And they're also responsible for transmitting the many delightful programs that we see on interdimensional cable. And most recently, we saw them in the Emmy Award-winning The Vat of Acid episode, in which Rick uses these crystals to make a save game device by using them to generate alternate parallel realities. In the Season 5 trailer, though, we see Morty carrying a mortally wounded Rick through a field of these purple time crystals showing their exploits in different dimensions, including one where Rick's a baby, one where they look like they're out of Minecraft, one where Rick's a lumberjack and Morty's a tree, and of course, one where they were blades, as in Marvel's Resident Vampire Hunter played by Wesley Snipes and soon-to-be Mahershala Ali. And as we know from the first look Season 5 animatic from July 2020, Rick actually survives this encounter, which leads to Morty confessing his feelings to Jessica and a last-second water landing in the middle of the ocean. Unfortunately, that just so happens to be the home of Rick's arch-nemesis, Mr. Nimbus, the aforementioned strange horny ocean man on the Smith family lawn. Between his octopus chariot, dripping with eels galore, and of course his mystic conch shell, it looks like this riff on Namor the Submariner from Marvel Comics will give Rick and Morty a major run for their money. The real question though, is Mr. Nimbus also the reason that Rick's space cruiser is rocking some seriously low-budget squid cosplay? We'll just have to wait until June to find out for certain. Now, there are a few other recurring sequences during this trailer, including Rick and Beth rescuing Jerry from a Hellraiser dimension where Beth goes full Pinhead, and Rick kind of looks like he just fell into a laundry basket full of BDSM gear and emerged somehow holding a swordfish as a weapon. We also see Summer appearing to be towing an entire solar system with Rick's space cruiser, which I'm sure won't have any catastrophic implications for any universe involved. Never does. Back at the Sanchez house, things are getting awfully violent as we see everything from a greased-up dude that looks like the bastard son of Mr. Poopy Butthole in Jigsaw that's apparently sexually aroused by being hunted for sport, to an anthropomorphic dog man in a spacesuit that's trying to murder Rick and Morty for the future. And of course, Rick also takes a page out of Dennis Nedry's book from Jurassic Park when it comes to protecting his stuff. Chances are all of this has something to do with the two Ricks we see fighting each other in front of a print of Edward Muybridge's The Galloping Horse from 1878, aka the first film ever made. And as it turns out, there are at least 3 Ricks and multiple versions of the Smith family in this trailer. Perhaps it's all connected, though, back to the parallel dimensions that Rick and Morty have been meddling with by using all of those time crystals. Gee, I wonder. And that, folks, is everything we spotted in the Rick and Morty Season 5 trailer. In the meantime, though, tell us, what did you think of this trailer? What do you hope to see from Season 5?
I'd like to attend a game at every major league ballpark.
Nope.
Let's discuss in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.